Hello everyone, welcome back to Pabbly Connect. So in today's video we will learn how to create sevDesk contact from monday.com. So here our objective is whenever a new item is added in monday.com, then automatically with the details received, I want to create it as a contact in sevDesk. So here to integrate both of these applications, we will be using Pabbly Connect, where a trigger application will be monday.com and our action application will be sevDesk. So to set up this integration, follow me through the screen. In this video, we will learn how to create sevDesk contact from monday.com. So here the objective is whenever a new contact is added as an item in monday.com with the same details, you want to create it as a contact in sevDesk. So to integrate and automate this entire process, let us sign into a Pabbly Connect account. But if you are a new user, click on sign up for free button, and at the time of account creation, you will get 100 tasks for free. So as an existing user, I will click on sign in. So this is the all applications page by Pabbly. We will go to Pabbly Connect and click on access now to reach our dashboard. So this is our dashboard, and to create a new workflow, you need to click on this big blue button that says create workflow. So let me click on that, and in this dialog box appearing, I need to give my workflow a name, and I have named it as create sevDesk contact from monday.com, and now I will click on create. As I did that, I have reached an important window that consists of trigger and action. So trigger and action are the two most important principles or concepts of Pabbly Connect on which this entire integration and automation will depend. So over here, trigger says when this happens, action says do this. So now moving to the trigger window, as a title suggests, that is to create sevDesk contact from monday.com. So as my trigger application, I will be using monday.com, and here it is. Now moving on to the trigger event, that will be new item in board. So this trigger will start working whenever a new item will be created in a specific board. So I'm selecting this. And now you can see a webhook URL is given to us. Read this help desk carefully to understand how we will integrate Pabbly Connect with monday.com. So this webhook URL will be acting as a bridge for us. So now let me take you to my monday.com account, and this is a board which I've already created. But if you want to create a new board, you can click on this plus button and go to the new board option to create a new board. So I will be using this existing board which I've created before. Now I need to integrate it with Pabbly Connect. So on my right hand side, there is this integrate option. I will click on that. And now over here, I will be searching for webhooks. So here it is. And I want to select this webhook as when an item is created, send a webhook. I will add this to board. And now over here, I need to paste the webhook URL which was given to us in Pabbly Connect. So I will copy it and I will paste it over here. And now I will click on connect, and then I will go to add to board. So now you can see this is successfully added to the board. That means now whenever a new item will be created, this webhook will start working. So now I will close this, and let me take you back to Pabbly Connect. So now it is waiting for a webhook response. So now it means every time when a new item will be added in monday.com, then the response will be captured over here in Pabbly Connect automatically. So going back to monday.com, and over here I will fill the contact details. I have filled in the details as the contact name is dummy user, email is dummy@pabblytudes.com, and here goes the phone number. So now let me take you back to Pabbly Connect to see the captured response. Over here you can see the response is received and a user ID is generated. So now you can see the name that was dummy user, and you can see the group name that was new contact with some other details. But if you would have noticed over here, the phone number and the email is missing that we have mentioned in monday.com. So now how we will add this? So to do that, we need to select monday.com as our action application. Here it is. And now I need to select the action event, get an item. That means it will get me the details of the item. So I'm selecting it. And now I will click on connect. Over here you can see you can go with the existing connection if you already have it, or you can simply add a new connection. So to add a new connection, you need to mention the token. So now where you will find this token, read this help desk carefully. Now let me take you to my monday.com account, and over here in the profile section, we need to go to administration, and in the API section, you will get the API token. So you just need to copy it and then go to Pabbly Connect and paste the token over here. And now I will click on save. So you can see it is successfully connected. Now moving on to board over here. So you can see sevDesk is already selected. As I have only one board by the name of sevDesk in my monday.com account, and the group name is new contact. So you can see it over here. The name is sevDesk and the group name is new contact. So it is already captured by Pabbly Connect. So now moving on to item ID. That means I need to select the item ID over here whose details I want to fetch. So now what I will do is, instead of selecting any contact from this drop down, I will use mapping instead of that. Let me remove this ID. So now why I'm using mapping? I'm using mapping because I want whenever a new contact will be created in my sevDesk board, then automatically the new contact should replace the old details every time when a contact is added. So now whenever a new contact will be added in my sevDesk board in monday.com, then automatically the details will be fetched and this workflow will not get stuck. If I would have selected it from the drop down there, then even when the new contact would have been added, but it would have got the old information only. So now what I will do is I will go to this monday.com response over here, and here is the item ID. Now I have mapped it successfully. So this means this old ID will automatically get replaced with the new ID whenever a new contact will be added in my sevDesk board in monday.com. So now I will click on save and send test request. You can see over here in the response received, you can see the ID, you can see the name, and you can see at what time it was created at. So moving on to the mail ID, that is dummy@pabblytudes.com. You can see the phone number as well. So now that means it has captured the details. Now moving on to our next action application, that will be sevDesk, because we want to create a contact over there. So I'm searching here for sevDesk. And now after selecting sevDesk as my action application, I will go to the action event, and that will be as to add a new contact as a person. So let me select that. And now I will click on connect. So now if you have an existing connection, you can go with the same, or you can simply add a new connection. So over here, it requires an API token. So to find this API token, let me take you to my sevDesk account. I will go to settings, and then I will go to user. And over here, I will select this user, and you can see the API token is given to me. I just need to click on show and copy the API token and then paste in Pabbly Connect. And now you can see it is successfully connected. So now moving on to organization, I've selected it. And now over here, there are some fields like first name, legal name, last name, and title, and some other details. So instead of entering the data manually, I will map the data. So going to the first name, I will map it from the response that we have received. So over here, the first name and the last name is given together. So I need to separate it. So for that, what I will do is I will add a step before this. So now I will click on this add action step. And over here, I will search for text formatter by Pabbly, which will help me to split this name into two parts. So now I will select the action event, that will be to split text. And I will click on connect. And now I need to enter the text to split, that will be dummy user. So I have mapped it. And now I want to use space as a separator. So I've mentioned space. And over here in the segment index, I will select all. And now I will click on save and send test request. You can see the first name is separate and the last name is separate. So now again, moving back to sevDesk over here, now I will map the first name from the response that we have received. Here's the first name, dummy. Now moving on to the last name, that is user. I have mapped it successfully. Now moving to contact category, I want to select it as category underscore customer. So I've changed it. Now moving on to the customer number, which I will map again from the response. And here it is. So I've mapped it. So now moving on to description, academic title, gender, birthday. These are not the mandatory details over here that we have to fill in, but as per your use case, you can use them. So now moving on to gender. So as in our sevDesk board in monday.com, you can see that there is no column for gender. So what I will do is I will simply click on this map button and I will be removing the gender from here and simply left the field blank. Now moving to some other details like the birthday, VAT number, bank account number, and some other details. As per your use case, you can use these details. As of now, I will simply click on save and send test request to see the response that I've received. And in the response received, you can see the object ID, you can see the object name, at what time it was created, along with the first name, last name, and few other details. So now if you would have noticed over here that we have not mentioned about the mail ID because as there was no field for the same. So now what I will do is I will click on this add action step, and over here in my next application, I will again use sevDesk over here. Here it is. And now in the action event, I will be selecting it as to add contact details. That means I want to add the contact details of a contact. And now I will click on connect. As I've already used sevDesk in this workflow before as well. So I will simply click on this existing connection. I don't have to add a new connection again. So I will click on save directly. And now you can see it is connected successfully. So now over here, we need to add the contact. So instead of selecting it from the drop down, I will click on this map button. And I will remove this ID and I will map it from the response that I've received, and here I've mapped the ID. And now moving to value, so over here I will be mapping the mail ID from the response that we have received, and now is main contact details, so it will be a yes. And now I'll simply click on save and send test request to see the response. So you can see the object ID, you can see the object's name, and you can see the mail ID is now mentioned here, and you can see the other details as well. So now let me take you to my sevDesk account. So now over here you can see that the contact is created. Let me click on that. And you can see the mail ID is also mentioned along with it. So that means this contact is successfully created in sevDesk, and this integration and automation was successful. Not just these applications, you can integrate a lot more applications with the help of Pabbly Connect. So if you have any doubts regarding Pabbly, reach us at support@pabbly.com, and if you have any queries, you can visit us at forum.pabbly.com. If you have any pricing related query, you can visit this link. So if you like this video, please share it with your friends and colleagues, and do not forget to like, share and subscribe our channel.